So in this video, I'll be telling you why I absolutely refuse to buy an OLED TV. And it's going to shock everybody because maybe you haven't heard this perspective before, but maybe this will shed some light on some things and open some doors for you that might have been closed previously because of the limited information that's on the market, I guess. Simply put, I refuse to buy an OLED TV because QD-OLED exists. There is literally no point in buying the outdated version of something when something new that is clearly better exists. It's not like I'm buying an iPhone 16, I'm buying an actual upgrade, right? Team Android all the way. But what I can tell you is when you look at what we get out of the QD-OLED panel, you're talking about the efficiency and the sharper text, you talk about the extra brightness, and then the color volume, the extra color. It just gets to a point where it gets ridiculous with the amount of picture advantages that you have over the prior generation that's only touting around brightness. That's literally like over its predecessor, all they ever talk about. Oh, we've got this new processor and it's going to make things really bright. Because traditionally, OLEDs in general have always had sharp pictures. I say, if you think something is a really sharp OLED and it's known for its sharpness, go in the backlogs of older OLEDs and find where it would be maybe not as sharp. So, for example, the Sony A8G Bravia OLED. Compare that to the A80L. And just see what happens, right? Or the Bravia 80, and just see, or what, the Bravia 8, right? And just see how much of a sharpness advantage it has, and you'll pretty much see across the board that there isn't really much of a sharpness advantage at all in a lot of ways, and that in fact they're very similar, and that's going to be the general vibe. So the processors aren't going to work miracles. They're going to maybe give negligible differences here and there on certain things like maybe foliage or little hairs, but very hard to discern, especially once the picture starts moving. And then that kind of brings me to my other thing. Across the board, all of the manufacturers, more or less, do not change as far as the features they offer, especially HDMI 2.1 and gaming-wise. Samsung still offers Game Motion Plus and has soap opera effect and input lag and all that. Sony still is probably the worst out there for gaming, being very clunky and inconsistent with their delivery. It kind of feeling a little off by comparison to something like an LG. LG's game mode is still very dim. You still have like a whole bunch of problems under that umbrella that they call, you know, a feature set. And again, user interfaces don't change much. It really, honestly, every year does genuinely boil down to how much brightness and how much color are they really trying to promote this year, because that's really what it is. Unless you look at like something like a mini LED line where they're trying to say we have better black levels, it's really the three culprits every time. Blackness or dark levels on the picture, black levels, black uniformity, or you have the brightness, peak highlight output, that's always what they try to push, or the color advantage. Those like three things, that's all they really have. And then occasionally they'll pump out some useless feature. Oh, this upscales everything to 4K, or this will make it sound better by firing speakers in the back of your room and creating a simulated 3D effect, which is just another way of saying fake 3D. Audio, spatial sound, whatever. It is what it is. They're going to use their gimmicks, right? Acoustic surface technology is one of the biggest gimmicks I've seen. It is what it is, right? And it gets to a point where it's like, okay, you know what's coming every year. Now you just have to figure out who did it better, right? Because you got to figure out what's more important. And for me, I always put color and brightness at the top of those lists, but color being the first one if you've noticed, because ultimately speaking, that's what matters. When you look at OLEDs, OLEDs do not have good color by comparison to a QD OLED, which is why you'll see a big shift away from monitor companies going only for OLEDs and going straight to QD OLED monitors. And they're becoming more affordable now, which is great for everybody because now you can get what you want. Better color, deep black levels, good brightness at an affordable price, again, with better durability because of the encapsulation methods and all of this stuff. And it's only going to get better with time. And that leads me to see like innovation in the quantum dot market more than what we would have on just the regular OLED market because they've reached their ceiling. You can only do so much with a regular OLED panel as far as color goes. You can't work miracles with something that is already limited by nature. And that is ultimately why I will probably never buy an OLED TV ever again, because the age of QD OLED has arrived. Let me know if you agree with this in the comments down below. If not, again, let me know as well. Thanks for watching the #1 brand in honesty, and until the next video, I'll see you guys later.